He's back. Tyson Fury coming back to the ring Saturday the 9th of June. Terry Flanagan fighting for a world title as well on the same bill. It's a bill which is absolutely packed with talent. You can see the lads who are here today, all of them among the most promising fighters in the country. It's going to be one which you really don't want to be missing, and Frank Warren is promoting and looking forward to another great night. Frank.
Excuse me. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. Yes, I am. It's a fantastic card. We've got the big man back. As we all know, he's look at him. He's in magnificent condition. He looks like he's ready.
You're all live on Instagram.
All live.
Say yo!
So we're all live on Instagram as well as being here. So back in the ring, and it's on that campaign to grab all the titles back. Lots been said about Tyson over the last, well, forever, but certainly over the last few weeks. But we're pleased that we're promoting him. He's on the 9th of June here in Manchester. It's his homecoming, and we're going to get him moving, and hopefully very soon he'll be back in the ring challenging for his titles that he never lost in the ring. Also on the card, Terry Flanagan, Reese Hooker. You know, Terry, through no fault of his own, has wound up with his fight in his hometown, so he's as pleased as can be. Tough fight for him, but he's looking to become a two-time world champion, challenging for the vacant super lightweight title. Hooker's a tough proposition. He's what's he, about 6'1", 6'2". He's a tall, rangy guy, so he's going to have his hands full. But I believe in Terry, and I think he's destined to go on to some big and better things. So we'll be talking about that due course.
We're going to introduce you, before we speak to Tyson and to Terry, to some of the other lads who are here. Starting off with on the front row to my left, we've got Jack McGann, who's an MMA star, who's going to be making his debut as a boxer. Jack, 24 years old, trained by Owen Roddy, who's looked after Conor McGregor, so he's mixed with some high-level people. Much of his MMA career has been in Russia, but really I should be letting Jack talk about that. Jack, looking forward to making your boxing debut, I guess.
Yes, I can't wait to
just shove the microphone in front of you.
Make me start. Yeah, I can't wait to have my first boxing fight and make my debut. I'm so grateful and lucky that I get to do it on such a great card, on such a great event that is the Tyson. And yeah, I've been fighting in Russia for the past year. I've been tough fights against top flight opponents. I'm going to start my first one on the June bill, on the 6th round against a tough kid, so can't wait.
Big mate of Tom Hardy, Frank tells me. Is he going to be coming to see you?
If he's not busy yet, he'll pop in.
Why the decision to switch to boxing? Why have you decided that your future should lie there?
You know, I'm young in MMA and I've had 16 pro fights at a really high level, so I can afford to take a bit of time off anyway. Like, even if I went away and played darts for 2 years and come back, I'd still be 55 ahead of most people at my age. So I've always wanted to box. I've got a love of boxing, but the main reason is just boxing's booming at the minute in the UK. It's not happening in Vegas or anywhere else. It's all here. UK lads are selling out arenas every 5 minutes. So if there was ever the time to do it, it's now. And
you've already got the following from the sport you've been fighting in. I guess there's going to be a lot of interest when you actually step through as a boxer.
Yeah, you know, some people might want to think I don't belong there or whatever, and that's up to me to prove that I do, and I can do it, you know.
I mentioned you were trained by Owen Roddy, who's been with Conor McGregor. Will that be continuing?
Yeah, I've known him for years. He's been my friend for a long time. He's cornered me in some of the other fights in some of the great performances with Owen in the corner. So hopefully we'll get a similar result in June.
Well, there's going to be massive interest, I'm sure, among the MMA ranks and MMA fans when Jack gets in there and fights as a boxer. He'll be making his debut on this show. Now, alongside him, JJ Metcalf, son of Shay, great fighter of a few years ago, and looking forward to seeing him in action, Frank. What's the plans here?
I am. He's going to fight for a title. We're working on it. We thought he was going to fight Liam Williams, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen now. So he'll be looking for another guy to share the ring with, but he'll be fighting a title fight. He's an excellent fighter, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the 9th.
James, I know I say that Shay Near his son. Is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
It's an advantage just because he's got the knowledge and he's been training as well, so it all helps.
I only say that because I guess having that relationship, there's so much expectation that you're going to get out there and fight in the manner and as a champion as he did.
There will be similarities because he's taught me growing up, but I think I've learned things myself as well, so I think I'll be a little bit different.
Now, I've seen you fight undefeated as a pro, and you are a hell of a fighter. Frank's saying that he'd have liked to have had you in against Liam Williams. How do you think that fight would have gone if that had happened?
It would have been a great fight. I don't know how it would have ended up, but I was on with him in a brilliant fight.
And that's in the light middleweight division, the super welterweight division as we call it now. And Frank talking about you going on towards title fights. You're hoping, I guess, that this is very much going to be your year.
Yeah, definitely. I've fought it for a while now. I've been waiting up to like a big breakout fight, and I haven't boxed since October. That would be some build in the leads, but now just an even bigger build with Fury back. But to be honest, and this should officially get in line for a decent fight with hopefully win a few titles.
Now, alongside you, Jack Massey, pride of Chapel of the Frith, which is in Derbyshire, in the Peak District, for those of you who don't know. And you've got quite a following around there, haven't you, Jack?
Yeah, I do very well with the tickets up there. It's sort of the surrounding areas, everyone sort of knows each other, so it's one of them places. So, yeah.
You come from a fight family. Was boxing always in your blood?
Yeah, boxing. My granddad used to box for the army. My dad boxed when he was younger. He was a bit of a horizontal champion, but my brother did a bit of boxing as well. So yeah.
And 13-0 now as a professional, so
yeah,
things obviously going well.
Yeah, going well. This is my second fight for Frank Warren, so you know, such a privilege to be on such a big bill on Tyson's.
And I guess being on such a big bill here in Manchester, you know, you've already got that following up in the Peak District.
Yeah.
Chance to build it down here.
Yeah, definitely looking to build my name in Manchester and get some tickets sold down there. So yeah.
You told me earlier that although you say your granddad was a boxer, you actually sort of came towards fighting from a slightly different route.
Yeah, I used to play ice hockey when I was younger. I think the reason why I got into boxing was I was getting in a lot of fights on the ice as well. So my dad was like, my old man was like, come on, let's get you to the boxing gym instead. So yeah. World's
most violent sport. And what's your ambitions? What are you hoping to achieve in the next year or so?
We tried. I was in negotiations. Anto and TK was in negotiations for the British title, but that didn't come off. So we'll look at that in another couple of fights. So see what happens.
Now, alongside you, Sam Maxwell, Liverpudlian, winner over in Belfast at the weekend. I think I'm right, Sam, saying that your last two fights have lasted about 80 seconds or something like that. I mean, it's now 8-0, and after 5 years on the GB squad, he really is. If you've not seen Sam in action, he really does look a very good fighter indeed, doesn't he?
Oh, definitely. You know, he's got a win over Josh Taylor as an amateur as well, so he's no slouch, and I'm expecting big things of Sam.
Josh Kelly.
Sorry, Jess Kelly. Yeah, Josh Kelly. So I'm expecting big things of him, and he's doing everything he's got to do in the ring, getting rid of people quick.
I was going to say that, you know, you get a lot of guys who turn over with impressive amateur records, and sometimes the pro game doesn't suit them, does it? But this fella's been different.
Yeah, he's taken to it like a duck to water.
Really looks very impressive, and I get the impression, Sam, that you're enjoying every minute.
Yeah, I am. You know, I've been lucky enough to have Frank Warren backing me as well, so I've been on some great shows and enjoying it, really enjoying it.
You had that fantastic amateur record, and you've actually been in a couple of very competitive fights against the bloke who's generally recognised to be pound for pound #1 in the world now, Vasily Lomachenko.
Yeah, that was a great experience. I boxed him in Kiev and in York Hall, Bethnal Green. And I think it was about 4 fights after I boxed him, he boxed Salido for the world title.
You'd love to get up to that sort of level again, wouldn't you, and get towards championship standard, championship class before too long?
Definitely, you know, he's pound for pound 1 or 2, so maybe a bit ahead of me. But yeah, I'd love to get to British title level by the end of the year or the start of the new year. That's my goal, and I think it's achievable. And
without being unpleasantly personal, at 29, you don't want to be hanging about.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people say that to me at 29, but I don't think that has a big effect on me. I think it's I've got the ability and the talent. I think that's what's going to guide my career, not my age. So I'm not really focused on that, and yeah, going to be shot. I make the weight easy. You know, I enjoy being in the gym every day, so I don't think age is having a too much of an effect on me at the moment.
How good do you think you can be, Frank?
I think he's tremendous talent. He's done it as an amateur. He only looks 28 and a half, so I think he's got a real, I think he's got a real good future in front of him. Just got to keep him busy and keep him working, and he'll obviously do the business in the ring.
Working along the line, Alex Dickinson, alongside Sam, pride of Formby, 2016 Elite Super Heavyweight Champion, and he's been in the ring sparring the big fella here, Tyson Fury. How's it all been going?
Yeah, great. It was a pleasure to share the ring with Tyson. He's fine. He's looking good.
He's looking really good, is he? I know you've got to say that because he's sitting there.
Oh yeah. He beat the shit out of me. I was like, damn, this kid good.
Nice one, Tyson. I'll pay you for the beat for that one.
And what about your own professional career now? You're 5 undefeated and also had a quick win at the weekend.
Yeah, 5. I've had 5 now, 3 stoppages. Me and Sam seem to be on the same bills. But it's made up that I'm busy. Frank's busy in MTK and Anton.
Heavyweight division in this country, I mean, you look at the various big fighters out there, it's in a good place at the moment.
Yeah, British boxing's heavyweight, getting up there now. Just made up that hopefully in the next 18 months, 12 months I can get up there at the British level.
Well, it'd be good to see. Let's hope you continue on the winning progress. Also, the man sitting directly behind you, Nathan Gorman, 21 years old, from the Ricky Hatton gym, 12 wins, 12 by stoppage, no, 10 by stoppage of the 12 wins, undefeated. And before we actually hear from Nathan, Frank, just talk about the 2 lads and about what exciting prospects you've got.
Well, the heavyweight division obviously is very, very lively at the moment, and you've seen the riches that can be gotten from it. There's a massive offer made this morning to Anthony Joshua, so you know, these guys are all on looking at that, I'm sure, and that's where they want to be. And they're quality operators. Alex has done everything that's been asked of him, and Nathan's going from strength to strength. I think he's a much better fighter now than he was when he turned pro. Ricky's done tremendous with him, and he improves every fight. And these guys are working all the time with Tyson, so they can't be no better than that. They're in with the undefeated world heavyweight champion.
Nathan, when you're in punching distance of Tyson, I don't expect you to be too critical, but how's he looking?
He's looking very well. To be fair, he's probably as sharp now as he was when he fought Klitschko. I've sparred him all. I've been in the ring with everyone, to be fair. He's by far the sharpest man I've been in the ring with. There's no doubt in my mind he'll retain and get them belts back.
And it's got to be helping you going in the ring with Tyson on a regular basis.
Of course there's, you know, I would not spar him. He's the best heavyweight on the planet for me, and the little things he does in the ring, you know, I'll pick up on, I'll learn off him. So it's all experience for me sparring him.
Just tell us why you think, okay, there's a lot of stuff in the press at the moment, obviously about Anthony Joshua, about Deontay Wilder. You've been in with Tyson. Tell us why you think he's the best.
He's, how can I put it? He's 6'9", switch hitter. He's got a very good boxing brain. I just think what he does is all wrong for Joshua and Wilder and all them.
Too smart for him.
Too smart, yeah, exactly.
And for yourself, where would you like to be, say, 2 years from now?
Hopefully 2 years from now, you know, be on the world level. Hopefully be knocking on the door of a world title. But I'm only 21 years of age, so there's no rush. I know my own heart and mind. It's all baby steps to the minute, there's no rush. You know, look where Tyson is. Tyson fought for a world title at 26 for me? 27. So I'll only be 23 in 2 years' time, so there's plenty of time for me. But hopefully I'd like to be on, you know, the world tour.
Frank, you've got an interesting balancing act, because you've got these two lads, and there's also one Mr. Daniel Dubois.
Yeah, it's a nice, you know, 3 heavyweights to be involved with, and obviously there's some big fights down the road with these guys to find out who's the best of them. And hopefully Tyson gets his titles back, one of these, and wind up fighting with him. So that's all good experience for Alex. And
Right, that's it, mate.
He's going to retire now.
Show now.
Game off!
We'll hear from Tyson more in a moment. Let's just talk to some of the smaller lads to my left. Zelfa Barrett and, of course, Terry Flanagan, who's got his world title fight. First of all, Zelfa. Frank, is this rematch going to happen with Mr. Clark?
We have a contract for it. It was due to go on, and they said they couldn't take the fight because at that time, I think it was Josh Kelly was going to fight up in was going to fight in Glasgow or Scotland the same night as our show, July the 9th, and they're both trained by the same guy. That's not happening now. So we thought it had been free to fight, but now Roddy's saying he's got to have an operation. I don't know whether that's true or not. As I say, we have the contract. Zelfa wants the rematch, we want the rematch, and I'm sure Ronnie, who is a tremendous warrior, he wants it. I don't understand why it's not happening, but we're asking for medical reports, and if we can't put it on this show, we're going to go on a future one. But whatever happens, Zelfa's fighting on that day, and he'll be in a meaningful fight, and he's got to get over his loss. You know, sometimes getting beaten for a fighter can be the making of a fighter, and his last fight, maybe he went in there too confident. For me, he fought the wrong fight, and as we say, it's all boxing is about learning, and better to find out that now, find out what happened, you know, find out that, what a loss is like, rather than get surprised down the end of the road. He's a smart guy, and I hope from his last fight he learns, and I believe he will, and it'll stand him in good stead.
Certainly showed some tremendous gut.
He showed that, didn't he?
Yeah,
Showed plenty of heart, plenty of balls.
I got off the floor, went the distance with one of the real hard men of the sport.
He did.
Zelfa, tell us about it. It's, you know, I mean, you went into that as the big favourite, fight against Clark, which is supposedly going to really showcase your talents, but it didn't work out. What went wrong?
First of all, Ronnie Clark is a good fighter, and all credit to him. He beat me that day, and there's no excuse, but I just want to fight him again. I want to show him that wasn't Zelfa Barrett, and that's all I can say. I don't know what the complications are. I took the fight on 2-week notice last time, my first 12 rounder, so I don't see the problem. He's got enough time to prepare. I just want to beat him, I just want to fight him, and then just to put that right.
Were you annoyed, Zelfa, with the benefits of hindsight, maybe at getting yourself dragged into his fight instead of doing what you can do and relying on your boxing? It wound up being a real toe-to-toe brawl.
Yeah, of course. When I watch it back, it's cringy. I just think, why did I do that? But you know what? That's a lesson. I've learned a lot in life and in the ring through training. Got over bridges. So, but yeah, it's cringy when I watch it back. But it's a part of the sport. He beat me that day, but I know, and clearly other people know that he won't raise my gloves up.
Many fighters have had defeats and come back. I'm sure your uncle Pat would have had one or two choice words to say about what happened. Do you think you've learned and you're going to be better as a result of it?
Yeah, I'm better already. I've learned a lot, and like I said, I just want to fight him, and that's the fight I want. And I don't get why he's complications. I just want to fight him, and that's what it is. Because I believe I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. So I took it on the notice. So he's got a lot of time to prepare for this fight. So.
And looking at it from his point of view, if you put a message out to him, he's already done you once. He knows he can beat you. So why not take it again?
Well, he's contracted to take it.
Exactly. You have to take it again, no matter what. So it is what it is, man.
Okay, well, we look forward to seeing you back, Zelfa, and good to see you back in the ring so soon.
Thank you.
Now, Terry Flanagan, moving up in weight, going to be fighting for the vacant world title. Maurice Hooker of the United States from Dallas, also undefeated. He's going to be the guy in the ring against you. And we've already heard he stands something like 6'2", is it? Tough night. Tell us about your thoughts on the fight.
My thoughts on the fight are just do what I do best and me at my best, beats him at his best. I mean, it's different moving up in weight, but I think that'll suit me. I mean, the show getting put back, that was frustrating for me, but now Frank knows I like it, boxing in Manchester, and yeah, hopefully I can put a show on for the fans.
What sort of difference does it make to you going up a division and having those few extra pounds, a little bit more comfort and a little bit less worry maybe about making the weight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be bigger, stronger, sharper, fresher. I mean, I leave that to Steve in the gym, but yeah, I'm feeling good at the minute. I mean, I think at a show the last few weeks before the fight, I mean, making lightweight is like the last few weeks just concentrating on making weight, but this time I'm not going to have to do that. I'm just going to just concentrate on boxing and working little tricks for the fight and setting little traps and in the gym that last week and thinking more about the fight rather than just making weight.
Where's your preparations been? How have you been working for this? Have you been abroad?
We went away with Billy Joe over to Future and Chova, but that was just the start of camp, just to get a bit of weight off, and then obviously come back. The fight I was flying at the time in the gym, the fight got put back, so I had to just take it easy a bit, but we had a week or two where we was just coming in, just eased off on the high intensity stuff and just worked tactics for the fight, and I think it suited me. I mean, I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason. I think that'll be a better fight on June 9th.
I know you've said it before, Terry, but I'd like you just to sort of amplify it again. You know, you're not one of these guys who turns up at the press conference and shouts the odds. You're not a braggart. You prefer to just do it with your performance, don't you? Show people how you can fight and just how good you are.
That's it. It's not me. I'm never going to be one of them to say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm just like to get in there and actually do it. A lot of people say they're going to do this, going to do that, and don't. I'm the opposite. I like to get in there and do the talking and doing, like I say. But yeah, I believe June 9th you're going to see a better fighter and yeah, a bigger, stronger, fitter, sharper Terry Flanagan.
And 33 fights undefeated, Frank. It's the longest undefeated record in British boxing now.
Yep, and I'm hoping it's going to be 34 and almost up. Big fights out there for him. You know, we were talking earlier on about some of the big names, and Terry deserves to be up there. He's got obviously this is a tough fight for him, but he comes through this, and I think he's going to set himself up for some seriously big name fights.
I remember from the early days, before really the boxing public was too aware of Terry. You always had a huge respect for his talents.
Yeah, I always fancied he is the business. He's done it. He's won a world title, and you know, I'm a big fan of Terry's, and his last couple of fights he was fighting with an injury. He's had a big problem with his leg, but he's got, you know, hopefully that's all over now. And this again is a big opportunity for him to, you know, to show everybody where he deserves to be. You know, two-time world champion. That's a big thing for a British fighter.
And how is that? It was a tendon problem, wasn't it, in your leg? How is it all behind you now?
It's fine.
Sorted it out?
Yeah, everything's 100%. I mean, I've had a long time out, but it's been a good thing rather than a bad thing. It's given my body a chance to heal, and yeah, I'm in the gym and mind's fresh. I'm learning, picking things up quicker than I usually do, and yeah, everything's coming together nicely.
I'm looking to have the Ancoats family out there cheering you on, and the crowd, the Manchester crowd behind you once again.
That's it, yeah. I mean, some of the fans are gutted that it's not away because they think they prefer to piss up on the coach on the way down to the show rather than walking over the road to the arena. But yeah, it's a good thing for me. I mean, I get to
out of a coach journey at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they'll be in the pubs from the morning. They'll be hard work, but yeah, the great fans and they're loud. But yeah, I'm glad to be at home.
And final word from you for the moment, Terry. Being on the same bill with the big lad coming back, Tyson back in the ring, I mean, that must give you a buzz.
Of course it does, yeah. I mean, me and Tyson, we boxed on a lot of amateur shows together. We turned pro around the same time. and our careers have both won world titles. He's unified the division, something I've always also wanted to do, and yeah, it's great for two local lads to be sharing such a big night together.
Tyson, you've been very respectful and very quiet. The stage is now yours. Delighted to be back, eh?
Well, thank you, Manchester. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And yes, John, I am the braggart. He is here. All these young humble lads. And there's one big braggart, and that's me. If you want to learn anything, just watch me go. Wind me up, Frank. Go on. Right, what do you want to know?
Frank, just to set the scene for him coming back. I mean, how much has Tyson been missed, in your opinion?
I've missed it because he is what he is. He's colourful. He brings a lot of focus to the division, and he's well, everywhere he goes, there's something happens. He's one of those guys. He sets the room alight when he fights. It's a joy. I still can't get over the fact that he went to Germany in the other guy's backyard and took him to school. I mean, didn't just beat him, took him to school. And, in some ways they got airbrushed out of history before Anthony Joshua fought Klitschko. It was like Klitschko was coming in as this undefeated guy who'd never lost a fight and whatever, but he'd already been taken to school. But anyway, he's back now. He's in there. The boxing needs him. A lot of talk about Wilder and Anthony Joshua right now, and quite rightly so. It's a big fight. But you know what? If Anthony Joshua, big if he ever fights Wilder, and if he beats him, there's no bigger fight than him against Tyson. That'd be not just the biggest boxing event in my lifetime in boxing. I think we're one of the biggest sporting events. When you talk about this morning, this offer was made on $50 million to guarantee to Anthony Joshua to go to the States. I mean, it's not a rubbish offer. Shelley Finkel, who I've known for many years, going back to Pernell Whitaker days, who he looked after, that money's there, that offer's there, it's a no strings attached deal. If that's there for them, what is it going to be for him? This is
About fiver.
Well, don't sell the kids, but that's what it is. That's what this division's become now. It's huge. It's lively, and the good thing about it? There's Brits involved. We're carrying the banners, and the man they've got to beat. They can fight all day long, every one of them. But the man they've got to beat is the lineal champion, who never lost his titles in the ring until Wilder, Joshua beat Tyson Fury. I don't think they are the true world champions. Great fighters, but they're not the true world champions. This is the man. He's back. He's in condition. When you think of, about 6 months ago, I'll be sitting next to Tubby the Tuber. Look at him now. He's like slim, Jim. He's in it. He's fit. He's
tanned, sexy, baby oiled up, Frank.
Well,
if you want.
3 out of 4. But I don't know about sexy, but anyway, he looks the business. He's good. He's got the bit between him. The most important thing is he's happy.
Tyson, tell us more about that yourself, because just being around you can see that you're buzzing again.
Yeah, I'm in a very good place. They always say that a happy fighter is a very dangerous fighter, and I'm very happy at the moment. Very happy. I feel fully focused, and I feel very fit and strong and fast, and everything's going very well. I think the 2.5 years I had out the ring has really helped me, John, because I've been boxing since I was a little child and never took any breaks really. So I needed that time off. I needed the time to recoup my body, let have a rest, spend some time with the family, much needed time actually. And I'm back now, and I've enjoyed my time off, and now I've got my head working again. And I want to really set the division on fire this time. Before I had a point to prove, I needed to prove to everybody that I was the best fighter on the planet. And when I beat Vladimir Klitschko in Germany in November 2015, I become the best heavyweight fighter there was in my era at that time. And that was sort of the end of it for me, until the fire's back now. And it took over 2.5 years to get that fire back. I didn't think it was coming. I was waiting, thinking, is this fire coming or what? What's going on? And every time I went to the pub and had 10 pints of beer, I thought, yeah, I want to fight tonight. But in hindsight, I needed to get out of that environment, get away from it all, and then get my head back in gear and get focused. And I almost didn't make it to the training camp. there was about 5 or 6 times along the road to Spain, to Marbella, me and Ben, I almost turned around 4 or 5 times. I was making excuses why I shouldn't go. I thought I'd just call off to Disneyland instead. Paris, but that didn't work, and we kept going, and Ben said, "I can only get into Marbella, we've done it." And we ended up getting there at the end, Ben, didn't we? Yeah. We made it. And now look, I'm here on a lovely, glorious day in my own town with a big ugly picture behind me, thanks to Frank Warren. The Mac is back, you know. I can't say how delighted I am to be finally back in shape, finally set a date, because I was talking about it for a while, but everyone thought it was hot air, said I'd never get back. And it was really Deontay Wilder who spurred me on and gave me the ambition to return, because he said I couldn't do it. He said, definitely not, Tyson Fury is done. And I was walking along the canal with my dog at the time. And I thought, you know what, I'm a fat pig, look at the state of me. Felt like jumping in the water and drowning. And I thought, I'm going to turn this around and I've got to come back and I'm going to knock him out. Especially for what he said about Mike Tyson, which wasn't very tasteful in my opinion. And listen, when I'm ready for these guys, another couple of fights, I'm going to have a couple of warm-up fights coming back, and then we'll take on anybody. I don't fear any of them. They're all very good fighters and good champions, but I believe that with my talent and skill and confidence alone is enough to beat these fellas. I believe I can tie one arm behind my back and beat AJ and beat Wilder as well, and pick either one they want, left or right, to go behind the back. And that's how confident I am in my own ability. I'm not just sat here thinking, oh, I need a payday, because I don't box for money, I don't need money. You know, when I had a lot of money, it didn't make me happy anyway. When Christmas is every day, I can guarantee, and I'm a witness to say this here today, it doesn't make you happy. Being active and content and having something to live for makes you happy. And my calling card is boxing, and I've been blessed and given a talent that not many other people in the world has ever had. And I want to showcase that talent and put it to the best use I can. And I want to inspire others to come back. And you know, there's a lot of mental health problems out there, especially in sports. And I want everyone to know that if I can come back from where I've been, then anybody can come back and anybody can achieve their goals. And my goal isn't to win a world title in my first fight, but I just want to get back in there and dance beneath the stars, as I keep saying. And I keep painting this picture for Frank, and I keep seeing him smile and smile and smile, but we're chipping away nice and steady. You know, I've got a great team around me at the moment, great conditioning guy, great trainer, great everything. Everything's going very, very well, and everything's in order. I'm in control of my own life and destiny, and I hold my destiny in both of these hands. And I'd like to see the man who's going to stand in front of me and try and take it away from me. He better be good, very good. And if he is good, I'm going to be better. And if he's even better than that, then I'm going to be more hungry than he is. And if he's hungrier than me, then I'll just have to out-heart him. And if he's got a bigger heart than me, I know he ain't got a bigger pair of bollocks than me at all. So, and I can go deep, 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 deep. When the well is dry, I can get a 1-ton JCB out and start digging even deeper. When you're totally fucked and you think this is it, I'm done, I can keep going even further. They say I'm the Duracell bunny. I think I'm even tougher than that. I can go longer. 30 seconds, splash.
A few months ago, you were up here in Manchester.
We didn't miss him.
You were up here in Manchester walking down Deansgate. Yeah. Looked like the Pied Piper. I mean, there were hundreds, thousands following you down there. How much of a buzz is it going to give you to actually step back through those ropes here in Manchester, where you know so many people and you're so much a part of the sporting landscape?
You know, it was a very, very, very great evening. Since all the bad things I went through and everything that I've done in my life, and whether it be good or bad, it's all been an experience. And I'm taking that now to a new level. And like you say, I was at the boxing at the MEN Arena, and I walked outside and I was bombarded by fans, and I really, really, really felt the love. And you know, other boxers of my whatever level or whatever, they don't really get involved with the fans. They're all standoffish, have a million bodyguards around them. But me, I'm here on my own. Me and my dad and my brothers and whoever was there, my friends and family. And we was all getting right into it, walking down with the fans. I had people swinging off my neck, chucking pints of beer over me. But you know what? I loved it. I loved every second of it. Because I am the people's champion. And I will walk down a mile from the MEN Arena to the hotel at the bottom. And you know, it was a good experience. And I think everybody enjoyed it, and I'm sure there's going to be a sold-out arena. And it's a privilege to box here because, you know, after everything I've done in my career, I've never boxed in my own town as a professional ever. I've had the opportunity to, but it just never arose at this arena. I was supposed to fight the man with no name here, and then I was supposed to fight Klitschko in the rematch here, and it just never materialised. So I'm finally going to get my chance to entertain the Manchester fans, and it's going to be a great night. Be there or be square.
Frank, the papers have had their fair share of Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder in them over the last day or two. How long do you think before Tyson's in there fighting for a world title or the world title?
I've already got the lineal title, John. You need to write it down on that piece of paper, mate.
Defending it.
Oh, defending his lineal championship.
Yes, defending the lineal status. It goes back to John L. Sullivan all them years ago. I hold it here, right here. I hold the lineage of the heavyweight division in these two big hands.
Well, I'll ask you as well,
I'm holding
Tyson.
it tight.
How long do you think before you're ready for that? Are you ready now?
Listen, I'm ready. I'm ready to fight today, tomorrow, next week, Saturday
That ain't
night.
going to happen.
Whatever.
He needs 2 or 3 fights under his belt. It's, you know, I'm sure he's all good to go. He's been out of the ring for 2 years, 7 months. Come that night. So it's not about fighting for the title, winning it, defending it, and it's going to be about getting a bit, you know, getting that ring rust out of his system. He needs to do that.
Yeah.
That's where we are. That's the plan. The plan is to win it, to get it back. It's not just to make an appearance.
Right. Before we ask for any questions and photographs, anything more to say? Any
Yes.
further message?
When I first come in and I sat down, and I looked at this paper and it was like Flanagan and a hooker. I was like, can I go and watch that? And then I had to look again. And I was like, oh right, that's LP. I didn't see the V. But anyway, it's still going to be a great fight. But it would have been better the first time around, wouldn't it? I'm going to pay to watch it.